Okay, everyone, we're going to spend some time today talking about citing internet sources correctly with the most updated version of MLA. We're only going to focus on citing website articles. There's a whole lot of information that's available on PurdueOwl.com that actually extends this information and talks about other forms of citations, but this is just a very basic citation of an internet article, okay? So let's go ahead and talk about this. The first thing that you should do is go ahead and launch this article that's from time.com. It looks like this right here, okay? This is the article, and we'll be referencing it through the video. Next thing, look here where it says punctuation matters, okay? It talks about how you need to pay attention to the punctuation as you look at the citation example that follows. Pay attention to where the commas and periods go. They all have to be in the same or in the correct place. And think about this as being like a formula in your math class. You can't change little things here or there and expect it to come out right. So citations are the same way. They have to be exactly right, okay? So look right here at the name of the author slide. And basically the biggest thing you need to take from this is if your article has an author, you need to make sure you list the last name first and then followed by the first name, and it should be separated by a comma. So let's take a look at our article. And again, you should have this website, or sorry, this PowerPoint that was posted on Google Classroom. And so all you have to do is click that link to pull this up. But let's take a look at this article. It says it's by J. Newton Small, okay? So we need to focus on his name. So the way that we should cite that, it should look just like this: Newton Small, comma, J, period, okay? That's the way we correctly cite an author's name. Now, you can run into situations where you have more than one author, and there's some different rules for that. If you run into that in class, just raise your hand and I'll come talk to you about that. But basically, the easy way to put it is you would just do the same thing and then write the word and then the other author's name as it appears. So let's say this was written by Newton Small, comma, J, and John Smith, period. That would be how you would cite it. But anyway, if you need help with that, if you have more than one author, just let me know. All right. So the next thing, the title section. The biggest thing we're going to focus on is this right here, the title of an article. Okay. So let's go back to our source. Term limits, no magic pill for Washington's woes. That's the title of this article. So let's go back to our citation. How should we type that up? Just like this right here. Term limits, no magic pill for Washington's woes. All right, pay attention to two punctuation things. First of all, this is an article title, so we need to put quotation marks, just like this. And inside of that second quotation mark, we need to have a period, just like this, okay? So make sure that you make yours look like that. Also, make sure that you capitalize correctly. Some articles use what's called an APA format, and we're using MLA, so we have to make sure that we capitalize correctly. Some of them may have lowercase letters where we normally wouldn't put them. Just fix those to match MLA formatting, okay? So, next thing is the title of the internet source. This is just as simple as what is the name of the website. So, this website right here, this is time.com, so very well-known source, but we're going to go ahead and put time.com on our citation. Look right here, I have it underlined. If we were typing this, you would put this in italics, and we've talked about that before, but you're going to be handwriting these citations at first because I need to be able to quickly grade them bit by bit. And so you're going to do them handwritten at first. So you need to underline the title of the web page, the website, I should say. And then notice right here, period. Okay. Next thing. Version number is typically not available. If you were to see it, just let me know. But the big thing is name of any institution or organization sponsoring the site. This is usually the publisher. Big websites like time.com, they often publish themselves, but to check that and see who is the publisher, we typically scroll all the way to the bottom and look down here in this far little corner. Hopefully it's not blocked by the logo or anything, but even if it is, you can't see it. If you can or cannot, it says copyright 2016 Time Inc. That's the part we want to focus on, the Time Inc. We don't want the copyright date. We don't want the all rights reserved. We just want the company. And Time publishes itself, but we need to give them credit. Sometimes people will say you don't have to do that twice if they publish themselves, but honestly, I just like to be on the safe side with these citations. Look right here. This is how this would be set up. Time, comma, Inc. dot, because it's an abbreviation for incorporated, and then another comma right here. Okay, so make sure that yours looks like that. Now, let's look at the next thing, the first date. This is the date of the electronic publication, so when this was published. This isn't always present, unfortunately, but most of the time it is. You'll see right here this word Tuesday. That's the day of the week it was published, but we don't care about that. This is the info we want right here. Now, the biggest thing you need to pay attention to here is we're doing this in MLA. See how this is February 23rd, 2018 or 2010? We don't want to write it that way because we're doing it MLA, and MLA format is a little different. So this is what it looks like. We put the day first, 23. We don't put 23rd, we just put 23. And then we put Feb, we abbreviate Feb dot 2010. So day, month, year is how MLA works. Then we put the comma right here, okay, on the other side. Next thing, we need to write in the URL. This part can be a little bit of a hassle, especially when you're handwriting. But again, you only have to do this 3 times, so you'll be okay for this paper. But let's take a look at the how this works. Leave out this part, the HTTPS : / leave that out. The way yours should look is this right here. Okay, so if we go back to this page, look up here at the top. This is your URL. Okay, it's up here at the top, and hopefully that's showing up. It could be off the screen, but if it's not, this is the URL, so you should all know how to find that. But you go back here, and again, you just write it down, word for word, slash for slash, number for number, whatever you have to do. And then, of course, you finish it with a period, just like this right here, okay? Now, the other thing on that previous slide is it says the second date. This is the date when the researcher, that's you, accessed the information. So think about whatever day it is that you first found the article that you've chosen to use, okay? So again, what I would write is accessed, the word accessed, and then I would put the date, just like we did before, okay, where we write it out correctly. Now, this time the abbreviation is kind of like up to you. You can put 20 Jan 2018 period. That's probably actually what I would recommend, but for our purposes, you can just see what I've done here. So period, access 20 January 2018 period, okay? And then the citation's done. So let's take a look at a couple more things that are on this slideshow that you have. It just talks about in this slide, and you can look at this on your own, using information that comes from good quality sources. Don't use things that are sketchy, irreputable, things that are not going to show up on my radar as being a good quality source, okay? When in doubt, just go look for something that's a little bit more well-known or something that seems to be a little bit more solid, like an educational site or a governmental site, okay, .edu, .gov, okay, those kind of sites. Now, let me pull this up as well. This would be an example of another citation, only this one doesn't have an author. You see this right here? So this is a good reference as well of what you do when you don't have an author. And some articles just don't. They don't have an author for whatever reason. But here, this would be exactly how you do it. You just start with the article title. You just leave out the author, okay? Now,